Shalom. We are the ICBK coming out of One West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And today's topic is, of course, the 4th of July, right? The 4th of July is supposed to be, the independence of America was to be won in 1776. But at the same time, this was the independence of another nation, not ours.
Right.
That day right there separates two nations of people. You see what I'm saying? Let it be known that those two nations of people are separate from one another. They're not the same nation. We're not Americans. See what I'm saying? The true American is the white man. The native Indian is not the true American either.
Right.
See what I'm saying? America matter of fact, America is a name that was named after white people. It wasn't even called that at first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, you had Cherokee land, you had Choctaw land, you had Shawnee land. You see what I'm saying? Up the water, Lord. You had all of these different lands. You know what I'm saying? The white man slapped the name the Americas on this region of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So Native Americans aren't the real Americans either.
Right.
The real Americans are white people. But this was the so-called Native Americans' land that they had. You see what I'm saying? This was theirs, right? But they are not really Native Americans. Just like we're not Afro-Americans or African Americans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're not Latino Americans, Mexican Americans, none of that. You see what I'm saying? America is a name. That's why, regardless of where the white man goes on the face of the earth, right? The American white man anyway, right? He's called what? What is he called? There's no what is a subtitle put onto his name? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's an American.
Right.
He's not called a Euro-American.
Right.
Or any of that.
He doesn't have the suffix like every other nation does.
Right. There you go. Suffix. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he doesn't have that. You see what I'm saying? He's an American.
Right.
The black man you're a black man. You're a black American. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You are, you call about something different. Go ahead, Warren.
So lucky, depending on where you go, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get called something different every continent you go to. In Africa, they're gonna call you Kata.
Right.
You know what I'm
Kata, yeah. We don't even know what the hell it even means. Actually, the word that it means cotton picker.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the word kata means. That's what the Africans call us. Matter of fact, a lot of those in that region where we was taken from as slaves are actually the Philistines.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Which was a bitter enemy against the nation of Israel. You see what I'm saying? That's why they were running around. That's why, under Idi Amin and all them, they was eating us and doing all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we ran they behinds. We, the campaigns of King David and them, you know what I'm saying? Tore the backs out of the damn Philistines and started to run them down into Africa.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of them winded up on the West Coast because see, they also the Dagon people. Dagon is a fish god.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Dagon is who they pray to when they want a good, harvest of fish. You know what I'm saying? When they want to catch much fish in their nets, right?
Right.
That's why they always do it on the coast. The west coast of Africa, right? Which is a lot of fishing, going on in that area, the sea fishing and all of that, right?
Right.
These people have always been horrible enemies of ours.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like the Canaanites, just like all the African families, right? Right along with the white man. They all partnered together when it came to slavery and enslaving us, the nation of Israel.
Damn right.
All right.
That's lucky. They are confederate against thee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The scriptures tell you.
Right. Psalms 83. Psalms 83. They are confederate. What does that mean? What does confederate mean? It means they all linking and joining up for a common cause against one nation of people.
Right.
And that nation of people is the nation of Israel, which makes up Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Now, Okay, did you have anything else that you wanted to go ahead and say?
I just want to say this, all I want if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
Like, you niggas gotta get over it, man. If you out here and you celebrating the 4th of July, you're not celebrating your freedom. You celebrating your slavery. It just goes to show
Right.
how much of a slave you are still under the white man. 1776, you was a slave. Your people were slaves.
Right.
You understand? The same people that wrote the Declaration of Independence had slaves.
Right.
They had big ass plantations, not no little plantations, big plantations. It was a big contributor in your pain, misery, and suffering.
Right.
And you want to like firecrackers. Like they used to torture us with firecrackers. You understand? They used to put gunpowder in your mouth and blow your head off.
Right. Put an M80 up your ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Blow your goddamn ass out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's sad.
We were
So,
being fired out of cannons.
damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You know how they do the clowns?
Right.
You know how they
Where
do
you
the
think they got it
clowns?
from?
Yeah. Where do you think they got that from? The clowns got big afros, don't they?
You know where the history of clowns come from.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything is built off of your
Big
pain
old
and
red
suffering.
lips,
Right.
afro. You know what I'm saying? Where that come from?
Right.
And then they firing them out of cannons. They was firing us out of cannons.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know all about the 4th of July, but you don't even know about Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? And even then, nigga, you wasn't free. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? You wasn't free then, nigga, but that's 100 years later before they even thought about saying that you niggas were free. They never even mentioned it. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It took another 100 years for them to say, yeah, let's say they free, even though they ain't.
Right. That's exactly what they do too, you know. Yeah, we'll say they're free. And see, here's the thing that people don't know too. Like, ancient Egypt did the same thing to us. I'm
Right.
glad you brought that point out. Ancient Egypt did the same thing to us because what they did was they said, you know, they found out the best way to keep us in slavery, right,
Right.
was to enslave us under the guise of freedom.
Right. Like here in America.
Right. Who did they prop up for that? They prop up Abraham Lincoln, right?
Right.
Well, back then they propped up Ramses. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? They propped him up. He held the same seat as Abraham Lincoln.
Right. Damn
You see
right.
what I'm saying?
And it's lucky, if I would, sir, which is a heavy point. Even when you look at Washington D.C., it's a mirror picture of Egypt. They got the big old monolith, which is a dick statue. So like in my language, but that's all it is. They got Abraham Lincoln, big and bold like a pharaoh, sitting the same way they used to do in Egypt.
Right, right.
It's a mirror image of Egypt. They letting you know who you are and who they are and how they feel about you.
Right.
You know
And
what
when
I'm
it
saying?
said in the scripture, I shall exalt my throne above the stars of God, right?
Right.
What do you think it was talking about? As a matter of fact, let's go to that scripture. I think it will be in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me check and make sure. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and Google it right quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
I'm
white
glad you
man
mentioned that.
is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Damn
That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the crazy part is, like man, like how can you be celebrating this filthy, disgusting holiday? You know what I'm saying? Any holiday. You know all the white man holidays, but you don't know one of the most highest holidays. High holy days, should I say. It's not a holiday, it's a high holy day. You celebrating the white man's holiday and don't know one high holy day. You ought to be a goddamn shame to yourselves out here.
That's
You know what I'm
right,
saying? You ought to be a goddamn shame, man. It's enough is enough, man. Donald Trump is in office. What independence is he showing our Ishkar brothers? He's
Right.
not showing the tribe of Ishkar any mercy, any love, anything. And you want to celebrate. I've seen Mexicans celebrating the 4th of July. I've seen the tribe of Ishkar buying fireworks, barbecuing, celebrating independence. That goes to show you how much of a slave we are here. You know what I'm saying? Get into this goddamn truth. That's what you
Damn
need to
right.
do. You know what I'm saying? Get into the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. That's the only way that you're going to understand what's really going on out here.
Go to Isaiah chapter 14:13.
Come.
As a matter of fact, you might want to take that verse up. Go to 12, 14 and 12.
Isaiah 14 and 12, sir?
Right.
Come.
White man's the devil that the Bible speaks.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, separate yourself from the white man and all his damn ways.
That's right.
That's damn right.
And also too, check your woman, because that's who the hell's gonna come at you viciously concerning these hell days.
You know
You
what?
see what I'm
So
saying?
I can say
Go
before
ahead.
I get into the scripture, that right there is a heavy point. And if you watch the goddamn TV and the commercials, that's who they appealing to. They appealing to the black woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't see black people in commercials except when it's a holiday coming around. Then you
Right.
start to see black people in commercials, and you see the black woman just dominion over the black man in every
Right.
goddamn commercial.
Yeah,
You know,
over his wallet.
She's walking through the store, grocery shopping, telling him to grab this. He's just a little bitch in the commercial.
Right.
So like my language, son. He's just
And
a little
he's paying for it.
right, and he's paying for everything, looking weak as hell. Let's get this, let's get that. And he got his eyes rolled in the back of his head like a female. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
pathetic, man.
Right,
Pathetic.
exactly.
Isaiah 14, verse 12. 14 to 12, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which
Well.
didst weaken the nations?
What empire on the planet has weakened the nations?
Right.
What empire on the planet? Go ahead, young man. Go ahead.
European nation.
Yes, that's right. Who is also the Caucasian people
Right.
on the earth.
The Edomites.
Yes. The power of the Caucasians,
Right.
they have weakened the nations because Esau's blessing came by what?
The sword.
Right. His blessing came by the sword.
And-
So now you know who weakened the nation. Go ahead.
Okay, so like, let me read this again for you,
Yeah.
for you goddamn filthy Christians who don't seem to understand that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Listen, this ain't my words, this is coming straight out the Bible. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, of the morning? How thou art cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the
And
nations.
another way that they weaken the nations, they weaken the nations by democracy.
Right,
Democracy, because what does democracy do? Democracy, in democracy, anything goes. That's how all your gay laws and all of that are pushed through democracy. You
right.
see what I'm saying? That's how all you go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
No,
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, not only is the gay laws pushed, but the gay laws have been pushed so tough that the gay people is a nation now.
Ain't that something?
The gay people is a
Gay
nation.
people are a nation.
They-
You see the confusion right there?
That's
See
a
the
gay
confusion?
nation.
That's why the white man is called, and that's why it's no mistaking who this is talking about when it talks about King of Babylon. Babylon means confusion.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
It's like
right.
a land of confusion, empire of confusion. Babel actually means confusion itself.
Right.
But when you talk about Babylon, that's the glory of confusion.
That's a nation.
Land of confusion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
bro.
know, all the splendor of this place of confusion. All right?
There we come.
You know, okay, go ahead. What you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, the gay people, they have became a nation in America. You know what I'm saying? And black people, you don't have a quarter of the power that the gay nation has.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure don't.
Get into this
Hell,
goddamn
they
truth.
only the gay nation only popped up when the damn 90s or what the 90s or something
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
some feel like
Hell,
that.
they ain't even been 10 years.
And they talking about they been discriminated against.
Right. And see,
They
this is
play
why.
discrimination card.
This is why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians never get along with any damn secular movement of white people at all. You can't follow the damn tide. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't follow the wave where it's going and the wind. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Go ahead.
So lucky. Now, you can't blame the gay nation for celebrating independence because they actually got their goddamn independence. You understand? Here in America, the gay nation has independence.
Hell, they never lost it. They never had any. They never had a. Hell, you had punks in. You know what I'm saying? In high positions. Hell, ever
Right.
since goddamn Greece.
Right, that's what I was just
You know
about
what
to
I'm
say.
saying?
It's the Roman days. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What it is that they taking the bottom level of them and bringing them together
Right.
as a movement, right? So whenever you have minority movement, which they've always done this,
Right.
you know, whenever something should go to us, they find a reason for it not to go to us, to make
Right.
another secular group out there and give it to them.
Right.
Just like when they came out with minority benefits. You know what I'm saying?
Very much, sir.
They came with minority benefits. You know what they did? They grabbed the white woman and said, "You're a minority."
Then they grabbed the Korean man.
You know what I'm saying?
Korean.
You're a minority,
Right.
right? And they play both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? They're a majority just for hitting American soil over us, right?
Right.
But when it comes to any benefits, then they can play the role of minority, so they ain't giving benefits, but they're still a majority over us. You know what I'm saying? They're a majority either way. They're a majority either way it goes. You know what I'm saying? They get to get the benefits of both sides of being a majority and being a minority. They get to get the benefits of both. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. Now see what we get though. What we get is we get the downside of both. If we in a city where it's majority of us, right?
Right.
Then that means whatever other race is going to get minority benefits. You see what I'm saying? But if we a minority, you know what I'm saying?
And everybody else is too.
No, not everybody else is too. They're a majority.
Right.
And there's laws stating, you know, on the books that no minority can ever take any resources from a majority and bring them to that minority to empower that minority.
And when it all boils down to, Salaki, if I would, and when it all boils down to blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians that celebrating the 4th of July, you don't have any goddamn independence here.
That's right.
Right.
And you celebrating the goddamn holiday that talks about independence that doesn't include you. You understand? Listen, when that day occurred, what's it called? The Declaration of Independence. Understand, black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you were being murdered. You were being enslaved. And let me ask you something. You celebrate Independence Day, but what Independence Day do you have?
Right.
Name me one dominant, prominent black business, Hispanic business, Native Indian business that we can go to or know of.
And let me make a mention, because I know some people out there is like, well, you know, you got Hispanic businesses, right? Those Hispanic businesses are owned by Spaniard white men who you embrace as being Hispanic.
Right.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And then in reality, they're really damn Spaniards for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because he got the name Martinez, all of a sudden you think he is Israelite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think he, you know, he's a cholo just because his name Martinez, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a heavy point, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Lucky, if I would, any heathen nation that knows who they truly are not going to deal with you. You might see that so-called Mexican market, but like my officer just brought out, that is not a Mexican market. That is a Spaniard who came over here and pretended to be a Mexican so he can get rich off of your money.
Right. You got a Mexican restaurant. Them are not owned by Mexicans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're owned by, Mexicans, like the white man Mexican.
Right.
They ain't owned by no Aztecs.
Damn right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
ain't owned by our brothers and sisters.
Right. They ain't owned by, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You work there, you bust the tables and all that, but it's not owned by us. You know what I'm saying? It's not owned by, they're not owned by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. None of that stuff owned by us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, they'll give you a little something just to make you to form this classism, right? They'll give you a little something. You see what I'm saying? Just to keep you away from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because they understand how people think. If you just give somebody a little something, that's how they work every race against us that comes to America by giving them a piece. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
And your piece is smaller, but it's still a piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So, Lucky, sir, if I would, that is a heavy point. And that especially goes towards the tribe of Ishkar. Understand, they didn't understand that they was niggas at first. They thought they was something different, something special. But now Trump has let you know what you are. Trump has told you that you're a nigga. He didn't say the words. You know what he calls you? You know what he said? He said the same thing about you that he said about the tribe of Judah. All of them are killers. All of them are rapists.
Right.
That's calling you a nigga.
And don't that sound like some stuff they come up with 100 years ago?
Right.
It's the same damn thing.
Right. Ishkar, they're separating you from your kids. Guess who else they did like that? The tribe of Judah.
Right.
That's us.
They letting you know that you's a nigga.
Right.
If you didn't know before, you know now.
Right.
Get into this goddamn truth. I should become the commander Journey Honor.
That's right.
Right. white man is the devil that the Bible speaks.
Goddamn right, sir.
And back on the topic with this 4th of July thing, man,
Right.
look, one of the biggest enemies that you're gonna have to fight inside the house, you know what I'm saying? To stop you from celebrating that, you gotta be ready to go to war.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Black man, it's time for us to be strong.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? If you know it's wrong, don't get caught up in the euphoria of it and smell the barbecue and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
And a lot of the brothers have a measure of strength that they're like, I ain't gonna deal with none of that. But then that wife's mouth,
Right.
that woman's mouth, go ahead.
So lucky, sir. Let me. This ain't too far off the subject, but let me just show you how rooted we already became. This was, I think it was Memorial Day. You know how everybody barbecues on Memorial Day? My rib wanted me to barbecue on Memorial Day. Guess what I told her? Fuck no, so lucky my language. We will not be barbecuing on Memorial Day. In fact, because you asked me to barbecue, we ain't even frying nothing on the stove. Because it's gonna make me think of barbecuing. Break out the crap part. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you fight something. That's how you go to war.
Damn
You know what I'm
right.
saying? What this brother just brought out is how you go to war right there. You know what I'm saying? You go to war to conquer.
Damn
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And what does it say about a man that don't rule his house? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
gonna look that
Exactly.
scripture up
You
right
don't rule
quick.
your
You know what I'm
house,
saying?
rule your neighbor.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use the word rule because that's what it says.
Goddamn
Christians,
right.
they try and push that word out of it. You know what I'm saying? Well, hold on. We're gonna get that scripture. I'm glad you brought that up.
You know what I'm saying? This is how we have to stand in power. There's no way any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian should be over a goddamn grill today.
Right.
There is no way that should be happening. You have not received independence. You will not be independent until you come into this one body of Christ.
Give me 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 5.
Come, sir. 1 Timothy 3 and 5.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up right there. Damn right.
1 Timothy 3 and 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house.
It said if a man knows not how to rule his own house. Now, how does a man know to rule his own damn house? Let me tell you how. He has to understand who the hell he is in the house.
Huh, right.
You see what I'm saying? He's the leader in that house. It's awfully funny because, the black man's taught not to be a ruler in the house and all that. He's
Right.
evil and mean and cruel if he's a ruler in his own damn
Right.
house. While your same wife will go out on her job and be ruled over by a white man after
Right.
her goddamn job.
Damn
And
right.
nobody looks at him as being cruel and mean
Right.
and evil or nothing like that. She'll fax his paperwork. She'll
Right.
do all the damn things for him. Now let me ask you a question. With that being said right there, if he's ruling her and you're not, who's she more attracted to?
Right. Damn
Who's she
right.
more attracted to? You see what I'm saying? After all that bullshit, she telling you how she, I just love the chocolate man. No, she love the goddamn chocolate man because let me tell you how she view your ass. She view you as, you know what I'm saying? This is how she view the black man. This is what the black man she say she love for real. I just love my black men. You know what I'm saying? She love you as long as you're a damn slave. As long as she view you oiled up, you know what I'm saying? No shirt on, ripped with muscles and a bald head and no beard. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? She viewing you like that.
So lucky.
You know what I'm saying? A buck. Go ahead.
Also ruling over you at the same time.
Ruling over you at the same time,
Serving
right?
her.
Yes. Now see, when you grow some stones, right?
Right.
Now she sees, wait a minute, hold on. She like you like that. When she say she like black men and the one damn thing, you need to be alarmed by that because it's plural. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You need to be alarmed by that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You undone to her, you know what I'm saying? You're a chocolate mannequin. You see what I'm saying? But when she see that you actually got a mind, now she figure, now it's a struggle here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now she see there's a struggle. As long as you was like some, you know what I'm saying, dude from one of them little movies or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or Chip and Dale, nigga, or whatever the goddamn case was.
Still I got a roof back.
Yeah, you was that, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's the black men that she say she loves. She loves black men. You see what I'm saying? That's what she's talking about. But you was that authority figure, She don't want that. She wants the white man to be that.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? She wants him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You need to check her at the damn door with that when it comes to that.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Always be on her with that and always realize that because hell, she do what her boss at work say, but at the same damn time she arguing with you, you gotta ask your damn self which one she really want.
Right.
Donald Trump.
You know what I'm saying? Which one does she really want? Is she really married to you? You know what I'm saying? Or is she
Right.
married to him?
Right.
And then in a lot of cases, when you really boil it down to it, she married to him, but just sleeping with you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you help him pay the bills.
It's lucky. In her mind, she cheating on that white man.
Right, that's all it is. And you know the white man's immoral as hell any damn way.
Right.
You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, he likes swinging and things like that, you know what I'm saying? He
Right.
needs one damn thing, he needs her inside your house.
Right.
He needs her there to control you.
Damn right.
That's why.
That's right.
That's why when you talk against the, anything against the black woman, right? You talk against anything with that black woman, you look at the cat speakings on the YouTube and all that.
Right.
When a brother speaks against her, who comes to her defense?
White man.
You're right.
Period.
He didn't say a damn thing the whole speaking, but he seen you check her and he comes to defend his slave.
Right. What
You
about
see what I'm
women's
saying?
rights?
Yeah, he comes up to
Women
defend
have
the cause of
rights
his
too.
slave. Not that he give a damn about her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he understands her importance inside his kingdom and in controlling
Right.
you and making sure that power never comes to you and it
Right.
stays with him.
So lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
If I would, and the same is reversed when we calling a white man the goddamn devil, the Bible speaks of, when we blaze it on him.
Right.
That's
Black
right.
woman always
He comes forward.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He should
They work
run.
together.
God loves everybody because she knows
There you go.
that the white man empowers her. See, look, you want me to tell you why your woman wants to celebrate the 4th? Because she is told that a strong black woman can be independent. Beyonce done made songs about it and shit. That's what she truly believes here. But you've never seen any other goddamn heathen nation say or do anything of the such. Ever.
That's right.
How many Chinese people you see celebrating the 4th?
Right.
None.
How many Koreans?
None.
They got their own damn pagan holidays.
Damn right.
You over in China. When
They
they
over
over
here-
the dragons and all that.
Right, right. So like, if I would, sir, they come over here as a goddamn nation, making money in America and independent from America.
Right.
Catch
Yeah,
that
right.
word while you're celebrating the 4th of July for independence. The heathen nations come over here in America, make money in America, and are independent in America.
Right.
Nigga, get your ass off that goddamn grill.
Damn right. Damn
That's
right.
right.
You want to
That's
fire up the goddamn grill, fire it up 2 weeks from now.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm
Black
saying?
Expo.
Right.
Put that
Right.
brick
right,
in for
right.
your brothers.
Right. Damn right.
Why is
You
you
wanna
be
fire-
paid?
you
You
wanna
make
fire
it to your
that-
husband
right.
on the next
Yeah.
level.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? What you want to goddamn do, instead of taking that damn 4th of July money and blowing it on the goddamn white man's day to where he fully crushed his foot under your goddamn neck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Contribute that money into the ISUPK
That's
and
right.
let's
Right.
fire up the goddamn grill.
That's
We
right.
can feed the block.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? We can feed the whole goddamn block.
Yeah,
We can
right.
have a whole goddamn block party. This event can turn into something bigger than what we even planning on
And
making.
it's already big
You
as
see what I'm
shit.
saying?
You understand?
You know,
Donald Trump.
it can happen that way. You know what I'm saying? We can just turn this into a big old huge damn event and feed the whole goddamn neighborhood.
And you know what the killer part is, other one, if I would?
So here,
You know what the killer part is about that the other one just brought out? That's true independence.
right.
That's true
Damn right.
independence.
That's right.
And then at the same time, we can have the whole block blocked off, and we can have troopers and officers of 50 outlining every goddamn thing, making sure no white people is getting in the shit.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
One side crust. One side crust.
Making sure there's no invading force, no virus entering into the state.
That's right.
You see what I'm
That's right.
saying? We can make sure that happens also. Yeah. That's how a nation that gets preserved.
Damn
By
right.
not letting outsiders actually in that damn nation.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Hell yeah. Give me any more of that scripture.
Come, sir. We're going into 1 Timothy 3 in chapter, I think I'm at 4.
No, wait a minute.
Chapter 4. Yeah, you wanted me to bring this up.
Was there anything left on that particular scripture?
Come.
It was scripture, yeah, okay, 1 Timothy 3 and
4.
Okay, go ahead.
1 Timothy 3 and 4. One that ruleth well his own house.
Wait a minute, hold on. You said this verse 4.
First chapter 3, verse 4.
Yeah, is that what that is? Because we can definitely go from that.
Come. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house.
What does it mean to rule something?
Control.
Yes, you are in charge. You are in charge. There's no negotiating. I got to talk this over with my wife.
None of that.
No. And then if you do talk things with your wife, you want to hear her ideas. This is like a counsel. You want to hear her idea about something. If it's something concerning, not like a house or something,
Right.
paint for the wall, whatever the hell the damn case is, something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? What food should be served or what an event or whatever. Listen to and see what she say. But, at the end of the day, you make the goddamn decision. There's no dual decision. Anything that's two-headed is a goddamn monster.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You see two-headed people, right? You look at, you see the two-headed twins, the conjoined twins got two heads, right?
Right.
Is that normal?
Hell no.
Then why the hell is a 50-50 relationship between you and your woman inside the goddamn house?
Right. It's lucky. And that's a heavy point, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because you always hear in a Christian church, this is what you hear. This is prime Christian church talk right here. Well, she makes all the money. You know what I'm saying? Women, you know what I'm saying? She makes the money, you know what I'm saying? Women, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing now. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
this is what you hear in the Christian church. But let me ask you something, Christians. If a kid gets an acting deal, right? A kid gets a job at Disney and they bringing home a couple million. You gonna let the kids make the rules?
Right.
The kids gonna say, you know what? We haven't got them at Righteous Retreats breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, you gotta go along with that. Yeah, you gotta go along with that.
The kids are making the money.
Mom, Dad, we gonna turn the house into Candyland.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with that.
Backyard.
Yeah, you gotta go with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta go with that.
It don't make no sense, do it?
I can run out in the middle of the street whenever I want.
Right. I make the
You know what
money
I'm
here.
saying? You see what I'm saying?
It don't make sense, do it, Christian.
Nah, yeah, exactly. It don't
Neither
make
does
sense.
your woman running shit. It don't make sense.
That's right.
It said one that do what to his house?
One that ruleth well his own house.
One that ruleth well his house. He organizes his whole house because let me tell you something. Your house is like a cell in the body of your nation. You know what I'm saying? You run that house well, then you can expand and run other things well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you already have a good base. If you ain't running that well, then that's going to affect how you start to run everything on the outside of that. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's lucky, and if I would, and we can start that very simple, how to rule your house well. What you do is you tell your rib and the kids and anybody else, the cat, the dog, the fish, the mice, whoever's in that motherfucker, we will not be celebrating any more pagan holidays.
Right.
Start there. That's
Damn
how you
right.
rule your house.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? We're not solid. You got to be solid with that.
Damn right.
It says one that ruleth his own house. Not one that negotiates with everybody in the house.
Make plea deals.
Yeah.
parties.
You know what I'm saying? Compromises with everybody in the house. It said one that ruleth well his own house.
Yeah,
Because
right.
any evil to get inside your goddamn house, guess what got to go through?
Gotta go through you.
Yeah. Got to go through you. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me some more on that scripture.
Back to Isaiah, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah, you want me to answer?
You in the end of 4, right?
Isaiah, I was at 14, sir. Isaiah 14.
No, wait, hold on.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, Timothy, you're going to
Timothy.
verse 5.
Okay. First Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house.
If you don't know, then you're supposed to tell your woman, no, we're not celebrating 4th of July. No, we can't do that. No, we're not gonna do that. No, we ain't firing up the goddamn grill, and you ain't putting on that outfit for today.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? If a man what?
If a man know not how to rule his own house,
Go ahead.
how shall he take care of the church of God?
How should he take care of the church of God? Because the church of God will be a big extension of that house.
That's
You see what I'm
right.
saying? Say you got a wife, you got one wife, you got 3 kids,
Right.
right? If you can't handle that, then how the hell are you gonna sit there and handle this big congregation like you had 7 churches, you know what I'm saying, and when you go into Revelations, right? You had a head over every one of those churches. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna run that if you can't run this little thing you got going right here? You see what I'm saying? You sitting there bowing down every damn thing that your woman got, right? You ain't gonna rule it well, and you know what? The Lord will replace you and put somebody that will actually be a man, you know what I'm saying? And he will go ahead and rule in your stead. Give me some more.
Okay. That's a lucky if I would, sir.
Go ahead.
Like, here's the thing. You gotta learn how to run your house before you can even dream of being a high-ranking officer in the ISUPK.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't running your house right, understand this. The higher ones above you is gonna see that. You understand? Everybody's gonna see that, and there's no way that you can ever hold any kind of true power in a ISUPK. You're gonna be stuck at a trooper or officer of 50 or some shit like that. You
Right.
understand? Because you gotta be firm in everything. You gotta be devoted to the Most High.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? It's that simple.
You gotta have some balls.
Goddamn right, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn
You
right.
gotta have some testicular fortitude.
Right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6.
No, okay, was that all on 5?
Yeah, what's it, sir?
Okay, it was all on 5? All right, now let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 2.
Verse 7, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
1 Samuel, you know what I'm saying? This is a hell of a point that has to be brought out right here. Because like I was saying, the biggest thing that's going to come against you with celebrating these holidays is going to be what's right inside your own house. And that will be your woman, because you like the way she looks. You like her body. You go back to Genesis, you know what I'm saying? What do you think? Why do you think Adam became weak? Because he loved Eve's shape. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
loved those things about her that she do and all of that, and the stuff weakened him. You see what I'm saying? And she's up there, now she's with the serpent and everything, right? She's sitting there with the serpent and everything, and the serpent is sitting there injecting her with his venom. You see what I'm saying? Which eventually end up leading to the fall and the demise of her and him both.
Right.
You see what I'm
Verse
saying?
7,
1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 2.
okay.
The white man's the devil in the Bible.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. 1 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 2. And it came to pass, while the ark abode, and
Keep time.
come. 1 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 2. And it came to pass, while the ark abode in
Samuel. Okay. Yeah.
First
You're right.
Samuel,
Yeah, you're right.
First Samuel,
Yeah. I
come.
was thinking you was in Genesis.
Right.
No, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on for a second, go ahead.
Come. 1 Samuel 7:2. And it came to pass, while the ark abide in Caragin,
All right, don't worry, keep going.
realm, that the time was long, for it was 20 years, and all the house of Israel lamented after the Lord.
All the house of Israel was lamenting after the Lord, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 3. And Samuel spoke unto the house of Israel, saying, if ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods.
He said, put away the strange gods, right? Which we had many of those, right? There are many strange gods, right? Go ahead.
And Asheroth,
Ashtaroth.
Ashtaroth,
Ashtaroth.
Ashtaroth,
Right.
from among you.
And emphasize on Ashtaroth. You go ahead and read that strange gods part again and emphasize on Ashtaroth.
And Samuel spoke unto the house of Israel, saying, if ye do not return to the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtaroth from
Strange gods and Ashtaroth.
From among you.
Now, notice it said put away the strange gods, all the gods, right? The
Right.
Lord hit us in the heart. You know what I'm saying? He hit us in the heart, right? How did he hit us in the heart? When he said put away Ashtaroth. You see what I'm saying? Ashtaroth was the god that we was worshiping under Jezebel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Remember you have Baal and Ashtaroth. You know what I'm saying? Like the mother and father of idolatry. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And in which Ashtaroth, of course, with the changing of kind and everything, it seemed to hold more power. You see what I'm saying? That's why it said, read that part again, read it slow.
Okay. And Samuel spoke unto the house of Israel, saying, if ye do return unto the Lord
We do return unto the Lord
with all your
with
hearts,
all your heart.
put away the strange gods
Put away the strange gods.
and Ashtaroth
And take your time.
and
Time.
Ash-
Emphasize them.
and
And
Ashtaroth
Ashtaroth.
and Ashtaroth
And Ashtaroth, right?
and
That's the goddess of feminism.
right.
That's the goddess of feminism right there. All feminism is linked back to Ashtaroth. You can look these things up. You know what I'm saying? Look up the demons and you know what I'm saying? Ashtaroth, you know what I'm saying? When you look up Ashtaroth, it's funny because I looked this stuff up a long time ago. I looked up Ashtaroth and it described her as a tall white woman with blonde hair that wore with red, white, and blue.
Sounds about right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's how she was depicted. Now, you know, if your woman running around with goddamn blonde hair, you know what hell spirit she's on. That's the
Right.
spirit of Ashtaroth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's a reason why the Lord made white people the way that they are. You see what I'm saying? White people have piss yellow hair, red hair.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All the hair, the color hair that black women like to dye their hair as, which dyeing your hair, these weird ass colors, that all comes from paganism anyway, and in ancient times that marked a damn prostitute.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? A black woman with blonde hair in the Roman Empire, you knew what that was.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So like,
You knew what that was. Go ahead.
and shit, if you see it nowadays, you know what that is.
No, see, it's a little more deceptive now. Because we think it's just, you know, that's just a style. That's just a trend.
So like you said,
Right.
maybe I need to do some more elaboration. You know what I'm saying? If you see a black woman with blonde hair nowadays, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna hit you with these words. I'm a Christian, I'm independent, and I really don't need a man. That's what
Right.
she's gonna hit you with.
And then she'll chop all the goddamn hair off her head and run around with a little Danny Glover fro, little
Right.
bitty little fro, and dye that blonde. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dye that blonde. Run around with a little blonde beady afro.
Right.
You see what I'm
Talking
saying?
about black power.
Right, exactly. You know. Go ahead, give me some more on that scripture.
So, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord and serve him only.
Right.
It's a lucky if I would serve, elaborate on that. And when it says to serve him only, that's exactly what it says. There's no. Go ahead.
Let me make a point right quick. And when it talks about serving other gods, right? Serving and worshiping, you know what I'm saying, they're very related, but they're slightly different, right? This is how you serve the 4th of July. You serve the 4th of July by firing up the grill.
Right.
Getting the coals, spending your money. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You're serving the days then. You're serving them. You see what I'm saying? You know, you got brothers out there that know that they Israelites and all that, and know the 4th of July is wrong, right? But then the woman is like, celebrating 4th of July, and he's like, I ain't gonna celebrate it, but I mean, I'll just go get charcoal. I'll just go get I'll just go get the meat and all that, I'll just go get the meat, I'll just go get the meat and stuff.
Right.
He's serving the day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's serving that day right there. That's what he's doing. That's what it means to serve. Like if I was to serve you right now, you know what I'm saying? Food going, I serve you, what I do? I go fix you a plate, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I go fix you a plate, you know what I'm saying? And everything come and serve you. I pour you drink. I'm serving you. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So what does it mean to serve 4th of July?
Right. That means you firing up that goddamn grill.
Right. It means you're doing the things that are related to that day. Go ahead.
Like to engage in any type of convenience of the pagan holiday.
Very
Right.
well
Just
said.
as
Very
well.
well said. I like that. Yeah. I like that. I like the way you said that. Yeah.
Right.
There you go. Say that one time again loud. Say it
I can
loud.
hear you.
So like to engage in any type of convenience to the pagan holiday.
Right.
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 Yeah,
Damn
right. Yeah, that's it
Just
right
as
there.
guilty if you buy the meat.
Right.
Right.
If you buy the fireworks, you can't
Right.
hide even though you engage. You spend your
Right.
money, as you said, officer. Once you spend your
Right.
money, you're engaging in
Right.
promoting
Right.
the distraction is
Right.
what it is of the
You
holiday.
serving
Right.
that holiday.
Right. Somebody say,
Come.
I need you to you just like these for me right quick. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just like those. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I know you don't celebrate.
Yeah, that's it right
I know
there.
you don't
That's it.
celebrate that, but can you just like these for me? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No.
He doesn't sit there and deceive you into serving that day if you like that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He done got you into serving. You serving now. He said, can you light that for me? You grab the lighter, lit the stuff up and set everything off. You serve that day.
That's
Yeah, right.
gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Come.
Yeah, right.
Okay, give me some more.
Okay. And he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
All right, we're gonna drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha,
Okay.
chapter 33 and verse 14.
33 and 14.
Right.
Okay.
White man's the devil that the Bible speaks of, and a white man worked with your woman, your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not your woman, just like you know what I'm saying. He worked through Eve. He didn't work through the beasts of the field first. You know what I'm saying? The serpent didn't work through the other beasts of the field. He didn't sit there and send the lion up to Adam, or you know what I'm saying, or the lion wasn't deceived and then come to deceive Adam. No, he sat back and he watched.
Right.
And he see what Adam like, you know what I'm saying? He know that woman just helped me right there. He saw her as being a weaker vessel, saw her being ditzy, skipping through the goddamn field with the tulips and all that, while Adam's out, he's doing his thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So
He's ruling every damn thing. He's governing and ruling while she's out just skipping through the goddamn tulips. He said, I can get that.
right.
That one right there.
Right.
She was idle for one goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to put your goddamn woman to some type of goddamn task. Eve wasn't put at a task at that time. That's why she had all that goddamn free time to go into the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now she's gonna be some knowledge, some goddamn word now, right? Go ahead.
So lucky if I would. What you're saying is so fucking heavy. So lucky my language. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you got to be in the truth to understand what this officer breaking down, man. Like that's heavy. And you know what the crazy part is about that? Let another heathen nation see his woman doing the same things that the black woman does. You know what that heathen nation does? Before I say this, I want to make it very clear. the ISUPK does not condone any kind of violence whatsoever.
That's right.
But let me explain something to you. If another heathen sees his woman doing anything for another nation, you know what that heathen man does? He beats that woman clean up. You know what I'm saying?
Either that or he'll totally disown her.
Right.
You see what
He'll
I'm saying?
shame her.
Right. When you
He will
see,
shame her.
when you
If he don't beat her down, he's gonna shame her.
right,
That's what the heathen does. And you know what we do in our nation? We celebrate the whores. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We,
that's-
we celebrate the holidays, the women that wanna do Christmas and 4th of July.
we wonder why we be on the bottom.
Right. And then wonder why the cops are still killing us.
Right.
That's right.
Wondering why the black woman is still ruling over you. Let me tell you why. Because you ain't grabbed your stones yet. You ain't felt between your legs and figured out that them is a pair of balls. And you supposed to hold them tight and carry them heavy. You know what I'm saying? And tell that woman what she's supposed to do.
Damn
not,
right.
not the other way around. Every other heathen nation understands this. Every other heathen nation loves their own enough not to celebrate anything that they don't believe in.
Right.
That they was oppressed against. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I want somebody tonight, you Christians out there, take a picture of some Chinese firing off fireworks. I want to see it.
Right.
You know
On
what
the
I'm saying?
4th of July.
For the
You know,
4th of
they
July.
fire us.
Yeah, they do.
That's what
they
That's what
do.
it's the year of the dog. They say eating it.
Yeah. The goddamn centipedes.
Right. And they eating the shit at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the centipedes. They have a big pot of centipede with soy sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
You eat like spaghetti and
Right,
shit.
right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know? But they're not doing it for the 4th of July. They're not doing it for what's supposed to went down in 1776. They're not doing it
Hell
for that
no.
reason.
That's
And they're not doing it on that day. They have a culture that's all their own. You
And
see what I'm
so,
saying?
like, if you ask them about the 4th of July, they gonna look at you like they don't know what the hell you talking. The 4th of July, Martin Luther King, I guess. You know, they don't know what the hell it means. They do not give a damn about no white man's holiday. You know what they come over here and do? They come over here and open up businesses and make the white man and get the white man's money and give it back to their nation. Before being a part of the white man nation, they ain't like us. They ain't like Israel.
They
That's
come
right.
over, they get our money.
Right,
They actually do it.
Right, come.
They, the Chinese and all of that, the Chinese own a large portion of the American stock market,
Come.
and one of the biggest stocks on there is abortion in prison, so that means
Right.
they own inside the prison system and abortion.
Right,
You see what I'm saying?
come.
And that's why that's probably where they get all the goddamn babies to eat.
Right.
To be honest with you,
And
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
in Israel. Stay off them goddamn Chinese buffets.
Yeah.
They are serving you dogs and babies.
Now remember when they said, "For they shall eat them for one of all things," right?
Right.
We eat our own kids for one of all things. You go in that goddamn Chinese restaurant, you got this soft piece of meat inside that rice and everything.
As
You
baby
need to
meat.
think about that. You know what I'm
As
saying?
baby meat, Israel.
You know what I'm saying? You got the lo mein with the little tender little meat inside of it. You wonder what the L type meat this is. You ain't never tasted no beef or chicken that tastes like that.
Right. And that's what you
Right.
say. Just think about it, Israel. That's what you say. What kind of meat is this?
Right.
And then you continue to fucking eat it. It's a lot
Right.
of language.
You're right.
You can think, what is this? I ain't never tasted no
You eat baby. You eat a baby.
Right. Goddamn, come. Ecclesiastes 33 and 14. Good is set against evil.
Good is set against evil. If you go 4th of July, you celebrate the 4th of July's evil.
Right.
Good is set against evil. It doesn't sit there and mesh with it and try to compromise with it. That is a war.
Right.
Everything is war. You see what I'm saying? Every damn thing is war. Go ahead.
Salaki. That's the whole purpose of 4th of July. Because Americans could deem themselves as good, fighting against evil.
Right.
To
And
get
they
their
were fighting,
independence.
Independence from the British.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They
That
want
was
to
war.
taxation without representation? Hell no,
Right,
we gonna
right.
kill a Britain.
Right, exactly. They went to war.
That is the white man.
And if you sat there and celebrate the white man going to war against the British and having, wanting freedom from the British, you celebrate that, but then you can't understand why we would actually want freedom from the white man.
Right. These niggas is tripping up here.
Right. You can't understand understand why we would actually want freedom from an oppressive nation, while
Right.
you will do that.
So like, if I would, it was so messed up back then. So like, I almost cut. It was so messed up back then that the Britons were saying that any black slave who would come and fight on the side of Britain would get what? Their freedom.
Right.
Why are you celebrating Independence Day again? I don't understand. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand. Explain that to me. Why was the Britons granting any black person who would come and serve on the side of Britain their freedom? And you wonder why there's blacks in Britons? We was already there before, but that helps to explain some of the stuff why you see even more over there now. Because they fought for Britain to get free from who? America.
Right.
While you're
That's right.
celebrating Independence Day.
And see, and this looked like a good deal to us because, like, the European countries wasn't outwardly as barbaric as what America was.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like the French and all of them, they wasn't outwardly as barbaric. You know what I'm saying? They was a little more crappy. All of them had different ways of doing things. While America was more barbaric and totally brutal. You see what I'm saying?
So lucky if I would. And what the officer means by that is that America would hang you in front of everybody. Now, other countries would hang you in a dungeon.
You know, and not only that, America was known for doing some of the most atrocious stuff, so it looked like a good goddamn deal to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
America was known for taking us and, taking a black man and, tying his arms and his feet to two horses and whipping the damn horses, and they go in different separate directions and rip that black man.
So lucky. Cutting up your rod, that's enough for me.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm going to join Britain too. They cutting up rods in America?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They cut niggas.
Where the red coats at?
Yeah.
We fight for the queen, long live, but they say how I go, I started to say long live the queen, God bless the queen, and everything they used to say.
America was boiling niggas in oil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cutting the, barbecuing you
Right.
while you was alive.
For the fourth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Taking your children, feeding them to alligators. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
And you wonder why we call a white man the goddamn devil, the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You know what? While you wondering why we call a white man the goddamn devil, I'm wondering why the hell you still celebrate him and count him as a human being. That's an animal right there.
Right, exactly.
That's a goddamn animal.
And he has to pay for his damn crimes, and he doesn't see himself as doing anything wrong against you. You know why? Because your leaders justify him. So, that's what they invest in. That's why they pay your leaders. They pay black leaders to just so that they will be justified and made squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The allegations against them as far as racism against you.
So like, if I would, sir. And you know what makes this beast so freaking just despicable? Like every other heathen nation has even had the audacity to at least apologize. You know what I'm saying? Then every other heathen nation has said our bad for our role we played.
Well, here's the thing.
The white devil has never even said that
Wait a
much.
minute.
Come
Hold on, though. When they apologize to you, we should never look at that as a good thing at all.
No, I don't mean
They're
it like
actually, what they're doing, when you apologize to somebody, but you don't make it right with them,
Right.
as far as your actions, what you're really doing is bragging on what you've done to them and putting it right back in their face. That'd be like me popping a dude in his mouth and be like, man, you know what? Sorry, you damn. That's what it's like.
that. Right.
He wants you to know that he popped you in your mouth, you know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there telling you, and he think you done forgot about it, that he reminded you that he's popped you in your goddamn mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't made a damn thing right. He's, apologize that I robbed you, beat the piss out of you, and then took you, I'm sorry, he did all of that.
Right.
But he ain't made no damn actions to make it right. He's really bragging for real. He's not apologizing. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I would. It makes perfect sense to me when you explain it like that, Alan, you know what I'm saying? And when you think about it like America, black Americans, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling you that, goddammit, because that's what the hell you are. You taking on the identity of your oppressors. You black Americans, you so weak up under the white man that you don't even care. A white man, that's what you say. That's what I hear Christians say, especially. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about slavery. You know what I'm saying? That was so long ago. It didn't affect me. And then you suffer from it right now. talking about.
That's right.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Right.
But no matter what time in history, what place in history, you have never heard a white man say that he don't care. No
Right.
matter what time in history, what place in history, you have never heard any other heathen nation say that they don't care about the history of their ancestors.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever. Only you, black man. That's why you celebrate the 4th of July. Because your black woman told you to. Because she has more power in this country than you do. Because you weak up under her, the Christian church, and the white man.
Right.
You refuse to separate. You refuse to.
Well, let's get some more in the scripture.
Come, sir. Ecclesiastes 33:14. Good is set against evil,
Right.
and life against death.
Life against death.
It is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
Right. That's a war right there.
Yeah,
That is
right.
a war.
That's your household, black man.
Right.
Righteous black man.
Right. So you know that your woman, you know what I'm saying, is bombarded with, everything that she done got from the world and everything.
Right.
That's a war right there.
Yeah, right.
That's a war.
Yeah, right.
Your job is to make her your servant. Because
That's
that's what
right.
your woman is supposed to be. She's supposed to be your goddamn servant.
Right.
Right.
I know you don't like that, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't like that, guess what? Your woman gonna be ruling over your dumb ass. So
You gonna be her servant.
yeah, exactly. It's no 50-50. Y'all just gonna serve each other, all of that, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, I hear you.
Right.
Let's see how that goes, how that works. She's gonna play to win.
Right.
While your dumb ass is playing to be equal, she's gonna play to be 100-0. That's gonna be, you wanna be 50-50, she wanted 100-0. That's it, go ahead.
That's lucky if I would. And once more, black man, you the only person who does, black man, Hispanic man, and Indian man. You the only person who doesn't understand this. The heathen nations understand it. And
Right,
here's the thing, the law, statutes, and commandments ain't even for them. This is for us. And they understand. The white man understands that his woman is not equal to him. You think Trump's wife is equal with him? This is like one of the dumbest white devils you will ever see on the face of this planet. But he's running a goddamn country.
right.
I mean, how many people of us look at Donald Trump and go, I'm smarter than him? I know little kids that do. Little kids be like, man, I know I'm smarter than him. I know I spell better, write better, screw better, whatever, better than this white devil right here. You know what I'm saying? But this devil is running the country because he understands the most simplistic of things, that he's supposed to rule over a white woman. You know what I'm saying? White woman was his majority vote.
That's why he's saying his slogan, grab him by the pussy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why he said that.
Yeah, right.
You know? Go ahead.
He said, grab him by the pussy, and I'm gonna make America great again in the process.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Go
saying? Come. Ecclesiastes 33:15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two, one against another.
That's the way things are. Blacks are against white people. That is what it is. Just like
Right.
the lion is against the hyena. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is in everything. You see, light against darkness. You see what I'm saying? You look at the sun that comes up in the morning. What is it fighting against? It's fighting against the darkness from the night.
Right.
Go ahead.
So lucky, sir, if I would. See, here's how simple people are. You understand it when it comes to the animal kingdom, but you don't understand it when it comes to the human kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't understand that lions are set against hyenas, that the hippo is set against the crocodile, the alligator against the shark, whatever the hell. You understand it then. But for the life of you, you cannot understand why the white man is your enemy. Even though he's killing our kids 24/7. You know, they just came out with a study talking about that the white people are like negative 10% birth rate or some shit like that. Like they dying every day. The white man, we don't have to harm the white man. The white man is dying off. They
And you know
gotta
what?
take all type of goddamn fertility drugs just to have one goddamn baby.
And you know what? With them taking fertility drugs and them dying off, what are they doing with us?
They're killing us, sir.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're killing
It's
the shit out of
large
us.
mass
Damn
numbers
right.
and more.
Right.
They're gonna keep doing it and they're gonna
Right.
increase and they're gonna up the number even more.
Right.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
white man knows what's going on.
Right.
Why don't you?
Exactly. Because the name of Esau actually means wasted away is he.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And if he's wasting away, right?
Right.
What the hell is he gonna do with a nation that is supposed to rule after he's wasted away?
He's gonna try to murder the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Now you know why there's a half million number abortion rate every year.
Right.
Now you know why.
And if I would, it's like the white man tells you this character all the time. He tells you it in real life and in the goddamn movies. You know what I'm saying? In real life, he runs into school, tries to murder everybody, and then kills himself. And if he don't kill himself, he gets taken alive. But even in the movies, what does he do? I'm taking everybody with me, goddammit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what he does. He knows that his life is at an end. And if he gotta die, no matter what harm you've done, what good you've done, any of that, he's gonna take you with him anyway. Because he's a goddamn devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Okay. Let's keep rolling. We got shit. We got a lot of scriptures in there. Yeah.
Verse 15, Ecclesiastes 33 and 15. That's what Ecclesiastes 33 and 16. I awakened up last of all as that gathered after the
Great gatherers.
great gatherers by the blessing of the Lord. I profited and filled my winepress, all Salaki, like a gather of grapes.
Keep going.
Verse 15, consider that I labored not for myself.
Wait a minute. He said he labored not for himself. Now, what does this teach us? Read that part again when it said, I labor not for myself. Say it loud, strong, say it and chop it up. Chop it up.
Consider that I labored not for myself only,
Right. Go ahead.
but for all them that seek learning.
He's thinking outside himself. And you see, now this is one of the reasons why this man was blessed the way that he was blessed. You want to be blessed, start thinking about other people.
Yeah, right.
Your people. Do whatever you do it for the benefit of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As well as yourself and your own house, but do it for them also.
Right.
We talked into, just doing things for our individual house. You celebrate 4th of July, that's not helping anybody, and damn sure it's not helping your house either.
Right.
Whatever you do, think about how does this benefit my nation?
Right.
That's what everybody else does. And you know what? That's why they're over us. See what I'm saying? That's why they are on top and our asses is up under the bottom. We so far up under the goddamn bottom that we got to look up and see the bottom of the soles of the feet that are people that are over us.
Right. So
You see what I'm saying?
we so far on the goddamn bottom that we just hate each other because we don't know what else to do.
Right. Give me more.
Okay. Verse 18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregation. 19. Give not thy son and thy wife, thy brother and friend power over thee.
You give nobody power over you. You don't give your read that part again, chop it up slow.
Count. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend power over thee.
Don't give them power over you. Don't let dude come through, your brother or whatever, come through with, you know what I'm saying, with a case, you know what I'm saying, and you know that you ain't supposed to be celebrating no goddamn 4th of July and be like, man, Father, what y'all doing for the 4th? He come up with his colorful outfit on.
You know what I'm saying? Sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
American
He's
fag
like,
shirt.
yeah, exactly. He coming like that and everything. Let's fire up, man. Let's fire up the grill. You know what I'm saying? And that same damn dude, you like, no, and you tell him, no, man, this ain't what we do here.
Not in this household.
And you gotta be pissed off when you say things like that. The fact that even the attempt of somebody coming to do that. You gotta
Right.
have to, but don't be pissed off to the point. It depends on the person. If he know where you stand at when it comes to holidays and stuff like that, but if he don't really know like that, then you'll handle him a little bit differently, but still be firm as hell for what the hell it is that you goddamn saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know, brother. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't. That's not what we do. We don't. We don't do this. We don't celebrate that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Read that part again. One more
Okay.
time.
Verse 19. Give not the son and the wife.
Your
and the-
son. We're gonna deal with that too. You know what I'm saying? The son, he wanna go, Dad, we gonna get some fireworks? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Or if he's older than Dad, let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's get some, go get some fireworks, and then say, he gotta know. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him power over you, you know what I'm saying? Because he gonna have the power coming a lot of times through his mama. Mama gonna have it through the white man, and he gonna have it through the mama. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because now you figure if you turn him away from what it is that he want to damn do, now, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to deal with the wrath of his mama, so you bowing down to him because she's his strong force.
Right.
She's his backing and everything, you know what I'm saying? And she's backed by the damn white man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You got to check his behind too, you know what I'm saying?
Damn
Check
right.
him also, let him know that, no, we ain't celebrating, you got to stand strong on that.
Damn right.
Let him know that we, you know what I'm saying, we're not gonna celebrate no damn, 4th of July and all of that, to go and do the service.
Okay.
We not gonna do the 4th of July and all that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let him know, He first damn thing he gonna do, what's he gonna do? He gonna run back to mama, ain't he?
That's right.
You know, see what I'm saying? Yeah, you mindful of that. You cut all of that. You rule your goddamn house, as the scripture says. If a man know not how to rule his own house, how in the hell you gonna rule the church of God? And when
Right.
you SUBK, you call him your goddamn leader.
That's
You see what I'm
right.
saying? You follow to lead. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? You be a good follower first so that you learn how to be a good leader.
That's right.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
very powerful what you bring out. And that's one thing that we do here in ISUPK, if I'm with like in ISUPK, we don't breed peons. We breed leaders. In
Right,
the Christian church, you talk to be a good peon.
right.
You talk to be a good little peon. Yes, whatever my girl runs this. You know what I'm saying? Happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? As you talk to be a good little peon in the Christian church. And as UPK, we breed leaders. We breed
Right.
leaders and warriors. That's all you ever gonna see coming out this way.
That's right.
That's all you ever gonna see.
Go ahead, word.
Come. Give not the son and wife, the brother and friend, power over thee,
Your brother or your friend, none of that. Go ahead.
while thou livest, and give nor the goods to another, lest it repent thee.
Take your time.
And give nor thou goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
Okay, take that again. Read that again.
Come. And give not thou goods to another.
It says, give not thy goods unto another, right?
Right.
Don't sit there and give your goods to another damn race. When you sit there and you celebrate you celebrate 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that, what are you doing?
You're giving your goods to another.
Right, exactly. Strangers is getting every damn thing that you should benefit.
Damn right.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You spending You saving up for a couple of months for one day,
Right.
and everything going to another race of people. That's not good at all. Could you imagine filling up? Could you imagine you want to fill up a water balloon, right? But then your water balloon got this gigantic hole in it. You see what I'm saying? How's that gonna work?
Right.
Right? The sink getting all the water that balloon is actually supposed to be getting. So that balloon can get swelled up, you know what I'm saying? You can tie it up, you know what I'm saying, and have a good water balloon, right?
Right.
But it's got that big hole in it, so it's only going inside the drain, and you're spending all of this goddamn effort, right? Well, it's the same damn thing. It's the same principle when you sit there and give all your goddamn money, you know what I'm saying, to these pagan holidays, right?
Right.
You and your people are losing. And then what do we do after these holidays? What do? We say, blacks ain't got enough money for schools.
Right.
Right? How stupid, how retarded is that? You done spent a few $1 billion every damn year on these goddamn holidays, but then you're gonna cry for school money?
Right.
You're gonna cry for school money? You don't deserve no goddamn school money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Be dumb, bastard, be dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Sounds just like a slave to me, sir.
Right. Be dumb, nigga, be dumb.
If I would, I would want just think about it. If blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians stop celebrating the white man's holiday, America will go bankrupt in a year or two.
Right, and get what would that do for us though?
That would give us all the revenue that we need to start our own nation. that
Right.
We're supposed to.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Like you don't see black people in no goddamn commercials whatsoever until it's holiday season.
Now the hell with commercials.
Right.
We don't need to be in no goddamn
Right,
commercial.
I'm
We
just
don't need
saying-
to be-
I'm just saying who they appealing to.
Right.
Who they appealing to. You don't see Chinese people in Burlington Coal Factory commercials. You know what I'm
We
saying?
don't even need to be in the goddamn
No, we
commercial.
don't.
Because see,
But that's just supposed to show you how much the white man puts value on their slaves when it's convenient for them.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Totally understand, but we don't even need to be in no
Goddamn
goddamn
right.
commercial because we wasn't in no goddamn commercials during the time of Black Wall Street either.
Damn
And what
right.
did that teach us? That taught us to separate from everybody else, and we had no goddamn choice but to deal with each other. You
Right,
see what I'm saying?
right.
You know, we in a goddamn commercial. Hell, we wasn't even in the goddamn commercials till the 70s.
Right.
The television been out since.
The
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't even. O.J. Simpson was the first black man in a commercial.
Jumping over luggage.
Yeah,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
hey, so
In the goddamn airport.
And he wasn't black, he was OJ.
Yeah, right. Look like O.J. All funny when they narrowed his ass up, and you know, when they murdered that goddamn white woman, he linked up with a black man, AC. Yeah.
Hey, so lucky,
You know what I'm saying?
lucky if I would. It goes to show you that they knew what he was. Because remember,
Yeah.
he beat that murder charge, which means he
He
was
didn't
never.
beat
No.
He never beat it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
He never beat it in the white man's eyes. But here's how much the white man hates the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When he finally did get charged with a crime for the first time ever, he sat in prison 12 years. He sat in prison 12
Right.
years for his first ever offense that didn't involve murder or anything.
They hit him with the double jeopardy law.
Right. And he didn't even have
He
the
didn't lose
gun.
himself.
Somebody else had the gun. And they charged him like he had
Over
one.
his own stuff.
Over his own shit. Nigga, you gonna get your own shit back? So lucky my language. Let's just.
And all that was a setup. We already know. That all that was a damn setup.
Hey, he would, I bet you he barbecuing right now too. So lucky.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Bet you he got the grill going. He got some football shaped burgers on the grill. Goddamn peon ass nigga. So lucky, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go back into the script.
Come. Chapter 33, verse 20. As long as thou livest and havest breath, indeed, give not thyself over to any.
Yeah, right.
Verse 21. For better is it that thou children should seek to thee.
Right, wait a minute. Hold on. It said it's better that thy children should seek unto thee. Because what do niggas be saying? The kids.
I gotta do it for the kids.
Kids.
I don't really give a
You
damn
know
about
what?
Christmas.
It's funny
It's the
because
kids.
well, what we do, right? I'm out on a cut, and somebody come up and ask me, well, what do y'all do for the kids, though? I'm like, for one damn thing, we deal with grown men first.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? We don't go straight. That's Christian stuff to go straight to the youth. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Warrior.
Go.
And that job is for the women, deal with the children.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they want to know with us. But what we do, they see us rolling strong. What do y'all do for the youth?
Right.
No, you need to be asking what the hell do we do to restore black men? That's what you should be asking.
Yeah,
That's right.
What do we do? You got to go to the head first.
Right.
You don't sit there and go, hey, you know what? That's like, whatever the head should go at first. You know what I'm saying? That's what we deal with the man first. That'd be like, like you see two people coming up and everything, and you got flyers in your hand, UPK flyers, and you go and give the flyer to the woman first.
Or the kid.
You operating in out of order.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You got the 3-year-old over here, you go, here, little man. And you get him the goddamn flyer, mother, father, you know what I'm saying, and everything right here, you go. That's stupid, that's out of order.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You go to that man first.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
That's
If
right.
you go to that woman or anything that's weaker first, your ass is operating just like a serpent operated in the Garden of
Like a
Eden.
goddamn
You
Christian.
see what I'm saying? Exactly.
Come.
Go ahead.
So lucky if I would, sir. And you know what? What you said is a heavy point. That's the first thing they want to ask a black man. What are you doing for the kids? What are you doing for the kids? You've never seen them ask any other heathen nation that. You've
Exactly.
never seen them ask the Chinese. You've never seen them ask the Koreans, the Africans, the white man.
Now let me tell you what they really want to do though.
Never seen it.
They really want to go up to the kids themselves, but they wouldn't move to do a goddamn thing for the kids themselves before that.
Right.
They want to go up to the kids and be like, them niggas ain't right.
Right.
Don't deal with them. That's what they want to do for real. You see what I'm saying? Now they done sat there and told the kids, them niggas ain't right and everything. They're trying to form enemies, keep forming enemies up against us. That's what they really working for. Who is?
So lucky. Sounds just like the Christian church to me.
It is a Christian
The
church.
Christian,
That's
the
right.
Christian woman. Your
Right.
daddy ain't shit. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
exactly.
And-
They see black men rolling strong, the first damn thing they want to say, kids. Because they figure the kids is an avenue to help control your ass. Just like
Right.
they do with that
Mhm.
black
Yeah.
man and they don't put on child support.
Right,
That's
every
right.
point, that's what I
Yeah.
was just about to say, I don't want, you know what I'm saying, Most High in Christ. Like what you was just saying, that's the heavy point. Because like, that's why the woman here in America, that's why you gonna get that woman with that spirit on her talking about celebrating Independence Day. Be independent from me if she chooses to. The white man told her so. She can put you on child support. Like the black woman there's so much power in the black woman. She can call the white man and say that you put your hands on her, even though you didn't. She could just call and say it.
If I will, very quick. In reality, there's no power with the black woman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's no power in her.
Kind
You
of,
see
you're
what I'm saying?
absolutely right.
Her
sir.
power is only in helping the white man to destroy us. She doesn't have any power at all.
Right.
She only, if she gets to the point to where she can't help him to control us, that whole illusion of power will be goddamn gone. You see what I'm saying? Okay, what's going on with the, y'all find out what's going on with
Yeah, we good, everyone.
It's a lot.
All right, let's keep going with the script.
Come. Verse 21. For it is better that the children should seek to thee.
You're damn right. It's better your children seek to do to you because you're supposed to tell them what the hell to do. And they're supposed to be seeking your approval instead of you seeking theirs. You seeking your goddamn kids' approval. Then all of a sudden you're the child and they're the parent. You see what I'm saying? And that's not the order that the Lord set up. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there bound down to a goddamn 5-year-old. You You 45. And you bow down to what you want.
Right.
You 45 goddamn years old, you know what I'm saying? You letting him make decisions, he only been on earth 5 goddamn years. Are you serious?
So like you, sir.
Go ahead.
And you see it all the time with Christian women. The kid in the Christian household, the kid got more power than the goddamn black man. She gonna ask the kids what they want for dinner if she has that black man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they
The
got another
5-year-old
thing.
can decide what he wants, and if he don't want it and ain't gonna eat it, what she do? Go fix him something else. But let you not like what she is. Nigga, you gonna eat her starve. She gonna feed you beans like the Christian pastor
Right.
told her to.
Bull crap, not in my house.
Goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying? Not in mine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, serious. I don't give a damn. I'll tear the whole fucking house up. You know, he been. I would tear that whole goddamn house up. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do me like that.
Damn
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be done like that. You brothers said, well, you allow that. That's you. It ain't gonna be me. Let's keep going.
That's right. So like he said, so come through that motherfucker like the Tasmanian devil.
You goddamn right. And I'm gonna turn the goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? I know you a damn. I'll spin all through that motherfucker.
Damn
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
Right, you goddamn right.
Damn right. It's like that shit is.
Keep it on the way.
Both sides right. Both sides right.
Let's keep it 100. We want to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm gonna get a goddamn shirt.
Damn
Next you be taking her.
Damn right.
Ass in this bitch.
You feel me?
Motherfucker, ass y'all should holler. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ass y'all should holler.
Damn right. Damn right. Ain't going.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Damn right.
Ass when you holler.
Ain't going, goddammit. And every black man, you should have that same spirit in your goddamn heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Goddammit, this is warfare. You don't see any other heathen. Look, it ain't no way that a Chinese man is more man than I am.
You
You know
goddamn
what I'm
right.
saying? There's no way that a goddamn Korean man is more man than I am. There's
Right.
no way that a goddamn white man is more man than I am.
That's right.
So if he can keep his brand in control, guess what, goddammit? So can I.
Right.
Damn right. Most High Christ, goddammit. Like Officer said, come through that motherfucker like a goddamn Israelite Tasmanian
You
devil.
damn right. They'll turn every goddamn thing off. Paint off the goddamn wall.
That's
right.
Real talk. Goddamn it, no celebration of pagan holidays. We coming through that motherfucker spinning, doing backflips like a goddamn acrobat. It ain't going down. It ain't going down. Most High Christ, sir.
Do what me sayest.
You
know what I'm saying?
That's right. Right.
Go ahead, Warden.
Come, sir. Verse 21, rest of 21. That thou shalt stand in their courtesy. Verse 22. And all thy works keep to thyself and preparation.
Preeminence. Read that part again.
Come. And all thy works keep to thyself and the preeminences.
No, just take it slow.
Preeminences.
Slow. You get slow.
Come.
Preeminence.
Preeminence. And all thy works keep to thyself the preeminences.
Preeminence. Yes.
Preeminence.
Yes. Right. Think about the future. Always think about it. This is the thing about men. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Men always gotta look at the future of what the hell's going on. What's going on inside your house? You always gotta think about what the hell, what does this lead to in the future?
Damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? Because women do not think like that.
Right.
Women don't think with preeminence. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Women think,
Here now.
here now, comfort,
Right.
pleasure now. That's how women think. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So like real quick, I done seen in the world where a regular check of Chester's Red to pay a bill, and instead of her paying that bill, she says, "What? I can pay this later.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna go shopping right now."
Right. You know what? It's a funny thing, man. You just mentioned that, Trooper Karab, you know what I'm saying, in Louisville. I remember he told me the story way back today, you know what I'm saying, the first sister that he actually had moved in with, this back when we was young, back when we was like, 19, 20, 18, 19, 20. He said that this sister, instead of paying the bill, because, he was, they was all, living with like the mother and the sister and everything, right?
Right.
Instead of paying that bill, right, the rent, she goes out and she buy a whole bunch of like these novelties, little doodads and everything, right? You know what I'm saying? While the bills, lights was getting cut off, all of this stuff was happening. She goes to buy, all of these doodads and everything, and she's supposed to buy these doodads for him, and she's like all ditzy and all of that. And he clocked all the way out, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
They was getting ready to get kicked out. They eventually ended up, you know what I'm saying, they getting evicted and everything, but and I'm like, damn, and that's when I really got, you know what I'm saying, that's when I really got an insight into the damn female mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, that's crazy. They don't really think like we think, you know what I'm saying?
And that's every point. Like, I know people in this world to this day, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck, I put it on blast. You know what I'm saying? It's a Jehovah Witness. You know who I'm talking about if you're watching this goddamn video. You need to stop buying them goddamn clothes and pay them goddamn bills. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
clothes ain't helping nobody, it ain't doing shit for nobody. Pay them goddamn bills like you're supposed to. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's a woman's job. I know you don't want to hear that, black woman. That's your goddamn job to take care of the goddamn bills. You know what I'm saying? That's what your hands are supposed to be doing. Helping building up this goddamn nation. Not worried about your next cute outfit.
Right.
That's right.
Go ahead, give me some more.
For this, Salaki. Keep in thy works, Salaki, in all thy works, keep to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in thy honor.
Yeah, don't leave no stain in your honor by not thinking towards the future.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think towards the future, that stains your honor right there. You're supposed to think about the future of your house, the future of your sons, you know what I'm saying? Your daughters and stuff like that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? The future of your people as a whole.
Goddamn
You know
right.
what I'm saying? You gotta think about that. You always have to think about that, and that's the problem with us Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians right now. We don't think in the future because we're taught to think just like women, because women is who lead and ruling over us right now.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. At the time when thou shalt end thy days and finish thy life, distribute thy inheritance.
Now think about this. Distributing your inheritance, right? Ooh, this is a nice old touchy subject right here. Now think about this for a second. In distributing our inheritance, right? This is why we need to separate so that we can be comfortably inside our own laws concerning things like this, right?
Right.
Right.
Now, this is what we do nowadays under this kingdom right here. We'll sit there and we'll say, say for instance, we'll have some substance, right? And we had children by 3 women, right? We'll give what we have to the children of the woman that we love the most.
Right.
That's not law.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
It ain't even gotta be the woman that you love the most. Because usually in a black society, the woman that you love the most is the one that treats you like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the woman that treated you the best.
Or
You know what I'm saying?
the children with the white woman.
Right.
That's another thing.
And
that we do.
that's definitely what they do.
You know what I'm saying? The children that we have with that white woman, I done seen everything. This is always, you'll have a brother that have kids with a black woman. Children that he always loves the most is the children that he'll have with a white woman.
So,
You know, I'm just saying,
If
you
I
know.
would, sir,
Go ahead.
real quick, like when you say that makes me think of like Michael Jordan. I can just picture him.
Man,
I can just picture him with the little
he's
white
a straight up
kids.
sellout.
Yeah.
Don't even think about that. I'm thinking about people that's off the charts. That's not on. He is what he is. Michael Jordan loves what he is. You know what I'm saying? He loves that. That's him. That's what he's.
Right.
You know,
Now,
he's a
Jordan
celebrity.
going to the white kids.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, all of those type of people. Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. Well, I'm talking about on the street level.
Come.
I ain't talking about that. Celebrities, they're sellouts. They're gonna do what the hell they're gonna do. I don't even consider them as being part of the black race. I mean, that doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
They have joined themselves with what they've joined themselves with. Fine. They're no one to us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at things on a, you know what I'm saying, on the level of brothers that we see, you know what I'm saying, that we see, and we don't see Michael Jordan, LeBron James, we don't see them niggas,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We see niggas in the hood, you know what I'm saying, and niggas that seem to have a little bit of, so we see all of that,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny that you say that, Salaki. Like it's a couple that stay a couple of houses down from me. It's a black dude and he got a little white devil, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because, man, like he take pride in that white devil. You can tell whatever he come on with, he makes sure that white devil taken care of heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like it touches base on exactly what you said. Like if that nigga was to die tomorrow, I guess his pair of Jordans and his little weed sack would go straight to that white devil. He ain't
Yeah. I done seen this. I done seen this stuff happen. Yes.
Mhm.
And see, this is what we don't understand. Other races only get with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, if you're
Serena.
yeah, there you go. With Serena Williams, right?
That's right.
People, these white men, this been happening with us since all the way since we got out of, we was out of quote unquote out of slavery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we started to make money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They
right.
were trying, yeah. And they started to, you know, they wanted to skew the wealth to the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were trying to do. Use their influence to skew the wealth to the woman. You had one sister that owned a plot of land that oil was on. You know what I'm saying? And she was only like 12 years old. What the hell is a 12-year-old doing owning a big plot of land with oil on it? Right? And all types of white men were giving her petitions to marry. You see what I'm saying?
That's not about right. White man, a pedophile, and she got money. That's right up his alley.
Right. That white men were trying to marry her, many white, but in the documentary they made it sound like it was something that was good.
Yeah.
Like it was
She's
about
gonna help
love.
protect
Right?
her.
It was about
You know
love.
what I'm saying? These
Right.
guys really loved her.
Right.
Her money. I mean her. You know what I'm saying?
They wanted the resources.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they wanted to be able to rightfully get the resources from her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Salaki. And once the resources came straight from her, they were gonna pass it down through their bloodline. To the
Exactly.
white side of the family. It
Right.
would no longer be attached to the black side of the family whatsoever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers pass it to their goddamn third uncle if they had to.
Right.
It would not be attached to
They
the
will
black
pass
side.
it to a stranger if they had to.
Right.
If it boiled down to as long as the stranger was white.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They would do that to keep it in their race.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And you see
That's
this,
the way white people think. Go ahead.
So like, and you see this all the time with white people. Like you've heard stories about rich white people, right? This old white lady, she's super rich, she died, and then she leaves half of their inheritance to the goddamn cat, and
Right.
then the other half of their inheritance just goes to white organizations
Right.
throughout the, you know what I'm saying? The white organizations that's been around trying to find cures for shit, and ain't found the cure yet. She leaves a goddamn whole half.
Keep it in whitedom.
That's
In
right.
whitedom. That's what they
Right.
call philanthropy.
Right.
And that's something that dumbass we don't even understand. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna give a fuck about Africans. I'm just showing you how white people think. They're gonna keep it in white hands, just like the article was bringing out. They don't give a damn about, you know, the money didn't go to Haiti. It wouldn't build no black schools, none of that. It went to an already wealthy white person
Right.
that already had goddamn money.
Philanthropy. See, white people look towards their own race,
Right.
keeping and maintaining power on the earth.
Right,
That's why they do things like that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why they do that. If they can't give it to the nearest kin, then they'll give it to the next, to the next, the next, the next. If they don't have no near kin at all, they'll give it to white people.
right,
Period. Just to keep a white agenda going. White people, they don't even goddamn know.
right.
You know what I'm saying? If it all boils down to it, like point for a second word, if you had English people, right, and they couldn't find nobody to give the wealth down to, no one, they kept going and going and going, they would give it to the lowest white, they would give it to the trailer trash.
Like the Billy Bob Thorntons.
You know what I'm saying? They would organize the trailer trash and give it to them.
Right,
Because when it boils down to it, they're about their race.
yeah, right,
You see what I'm saying? They are still the same race, even though they're not a bloodline. They will give it to their race. That's the next line of business.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Go ahead,
like that's the white man's whole mindset is to operate independently. That's why this holiday is so important to the white
You
man,
know what?
because he operates independently from any other race. The white man wants supreme rulership.
And that's
he-
not, but Will, that's not only the white man. That's every other race.
Right.
It's natural.
Come.
That's natural.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Come.
Precept. When you go to the three daughters of the tribe of Manasseh, that were the daughters of the one brother, I can't think of what his name was, right? And then there was an issue that came on with inheritance. And this man had great substance and he died in his sins and had no male heirs or next of kin, right?
Right.
He only had 3 daughters,
Right.
right? What happened with that? Does anybody know? He had no near kin or any of that, right? This issue came up, it was even beyond Moses, right? So the issue came, to Moses. Moses brought it before the Most High, and the Most High said for the women to take the substance, to inherit the substance, right? And then to marry the man of the tribe and family of her father,